3:45 in the morning. While the rest of the world is dreaming of success, I am wide awake, staring into the heart of the dark abyss. My breath is heavy, and the silence is deafening. Every heartbeat feels like a countdown to a choice that will define the rest of my miserable life. The bills are stacking up like a mountain of failure. Empty pockets, empty promises, and a reality that hits much harder than any physical fist ever could. I slam my hand against the cold wood, a desperate attempt to feel something other than the crushing weight of everything I have lost so far today. The ice-cold water hits my skin, but it cannot wash away the exhaustion etched deep into the lines of my face. I am barely holding on now. I look at the stranger in the mirror and ask the only question that matters. Will you choose to surrender now, or will you finally fight back? Fasan kung chila mat tien. Do la he long tu chonkaban bing yin nat. 7 do la trong vi. Do la tut kan yung zi toi ko. I carried my life in a few boxes, walking away from the house that once held my dreams, now marked with the cold seal of failure. The sky opened up as if to mock me. I sat on a lonely park bench, soaked to the bone, with nowhere left to call home tonight. $7. 7 measly dollars left in my wallet after 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears. This is the sum total of my entire existence. I counted them over and over, hoping the math would change, but the numbers stayed the same. This was the bottom of the deepest, darkest pit. People in expensive suits blurred past me, their laughter sounding like a taunt. They have no idea how quickly the world can turn its back on you. I bowed my head, hiding from the eyes of the world. The shame was a physical weight, heavier than any burden I had ever carried before now. The world said I was finished. They wrote me off as another casualty of the game. They expected me to simply disappear into the grey shadows. But they forgot one crucial thing about human nature. A man who has absolutely nothing left to lose is the most dangerous man in the room tonight. My pride was crushed into the dirt, but beneath the rubble, a small spark began to flicker, a spark of pure, unadulterated defiance against my fate. I didn't start from zero. I started from a negative hole so deep I couldn't see the sun, but I decided I was done with falling. I found a sanctuary in the grit and the rust, a place where my pain could be transformed into something tangible, something I could finally control. I began to train with a ferocity I didn't know I possessed. Every muscle in my body screamed, but the pain in my heart was louder. Sweat became my new currency. I traded my comfort for exhaustion, pushing my body to the absolute limit until I could no longer feel the cold. Every punch I threw was a strike against the people who doubted me. Every hit was a reminder of the insults I had to swallow today. I saw their faces in the shadows of the gym. The ones who laughed, the ones who walked away when I needed them most. I hit harder. I learned to play a different kind of game. I learned to play angry. Not a blind rage, but a cold, calculated, and disciplined fury inside. I used the rejection as fuel. I took the agony of being told no and burned it to power my ascent from the ashes of life. I stood on the edge of the world and screamed into the void. No sound came out, but the universe heard my declaration of war today. The laziness in my veins was incinerated by the heat of my ambition. I was no longer a victim. I was becoming a weapon of pure will. The gym became my church, and the iron was my God. I prayed with my effort, and I found my salvation in the daily grind. My hands were calloused, my spirit was hardened. The boy who sat on that park bench was dead. In his place, a survivor was born. Discipline isn't about doing what you love when you feel inspired. It is about doing the work you hate as if your life depended on it. The nights became my days. While others were sleeping, I was building. Every keystroke was a brick in the foundation of the empire I promised myself. The meals were bland and repetitive. Chicken, broccoli, water. The monotony was a test of my resolve, a way to prove that my stomach didn't rule. I counted the days by the work I finished, not the hours I slept. Success doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about consistent output. I watched the sun rise 1,000 times from the same desk. The world changed outside, but my focus remained locked on the target ahead. I studied the masters until my eyes burned. I realized that knowledge was the only ladder out of the pit I had dug for myself. The isolation was absolute. My friends moved on, my social life withered away, but I knew that greatness requires a season of total and complete solitude. Every morning, before the world woke up, I hit the pavement. The pavement doesn't lie. It tells you exactly how much heart you really have. When you are backed against a wall, you only have two choices. You can let the wall crush you, or you can become the wall itself. I chose to be the wall. I chose to be immovable, unbreakable, and relentless. The obstacles didn't stand a chance against my newfound sense of purpose. 3:45 a.m. came around again, but this time, I wasn't waking up in fear. I was waking up with a plan and a hunger. I look out over the city now from a place of strength. The view is different, but the man looking out has not forgotten the struggle. I wear the suit like armor, but the scars underneath are what give me my edge. Success is earned in the dark and displayed in light. Every step I take is grounded in the knowledge that I survived the worst the world could throw at me. I am no longer afraid. I look them in the eye, and they see a man who cannot be moved. They don't see the $7, they see the result. I remember the cold wood of the park bench whenever I sit in this leather chair. It keeps me hungry. It keeps me from soft. I keep that old photo of my empty wallet in my drawer. It is the most valuable thing I own, a reminder of the price. I smile not because I am rich, but because I am free. I broke the chains of my own limitations and walked out of prison. The city used to look like a monster waiting to swallow me whole. Now, it looks like a playground of opportunities waiting for my move. I move through the crowds with a presence that demands respect. Not because of my wealth, but because of the character I forged in fire. Survival isn't just about staying alive. It is about thriving in the face of death and coming out on the other side with a soul. I didn't just survive the hell I went through. I mastered it. I took the flames and used them to light my way to top. Now the sun is setting on my past, and a new horizon is calling. The journey doesn't end here. It is only just beginning. I can feel the wind of change, and I am ready for whatever storm comes next. I have been through fire. I am fire. I am talking to you now, the person who feels like they are at the end of their rope, the person who feels completely lost. Look at the pain you are going through. Is it destroying you? Or is it sharpening you into a blade that can cut through obstacles? Don't pray for an easy life where everything is handed to you. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one and come out stronger. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is just a lesson in disguise, waiting to be learned by those brave enough today. The world is waiting for your story. It is waiting for you to stop complaining and start creating the life you were always meant to live. You have the power within you to turn your darkest hour into your greatest triumph. All you have to do is refuse to stay down. So, what are you going to do next? Are you going to let the world win, or are you going to stand up and take control? Get up, right now. Your future is waiting, and it starts the moment you decide that you will never be a victim again in life.